What's up, YouTube? What's going on? I am simulcasting here on TikTok and on YouTube. If you guys are joining me, we're talking about the waiver wire today because here stateside, I know I got some international fans, but here stateside, we got the election going on, and I don't know about you, man, but I need to take my mind off of politics. I need to take my mind off the election, and what better way to do it than talk about fantasy football? I know we're running waiver wires tonight. Waiver wires running, I don't know, in like what, 7 hours or so, right? So again, if you guys need to want me to help you set your waiver wire, bro, like let's make that happen. If you want to know, you want some advice on what fab bids you should put in, I'm here for you, right? So we're gonna get that going here. Anyways, we got it going on, and yeah, we're just going to be talking about some fantasy football here today. Anyways, if you guys are new here, obviously, just kick it into high gear and give me a little double tap right there, and give me a follow too, man. But anyways, while I got you here, man, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite waiver wire targets this week, and we're going to start there with Xavier Legette. I am assuming that Xavier Legette should be gone in most competitive 12-team leagues, right? But if he is around, he's only rostered in 30% of Yahoo leagues right now when I checked on Monday night, that's bonkers, dude. That's got to change. I'm sure that will change. This dude has scored 4 touchdowns over his last 6 games. He's a great touchdown maker. If you're wondering why he's a great touchdown maker, I mean, the guy's got play strength for days. Super strong dude, crazy nice hands. And yeah, again, he is a great red zone threat right now. And he's a developing route runner too. Obviously, he's a little bit raw in that regards, but we're talking about a high-level rookie who's already a red zone threat that is developing as a route runner. Shoot, man. Good night. Good night. I love Xavier Legette. And if he's available on your waiver wire, yes, you absolutely need to freaking pick him up. I would probably spend, I don't know, maybe 10% of my fab budget picking up Xavier Legette. You know what I'm saying? So, and, oh, by the way, he's taking on the Giants this week. It's a pretty good matchup. All right, let me talk to you about this Giants matchup real quick. The Giants have given up at least 12 PPR points to starting outside wide receivers in 4 straight games. Again, I don't know whether or not Adam Thielen is going to come back. It sounds like he was pretty close last week. Maybe he does come back. But I don't think that's going to impact Xavier Legette at all. Thielen's going to be their flanker slot player. Xavier Legette's going to be their, he'll move around the formation. He'll be an X flanker and slot guy. But man, I really like Legette, and if he's available on the waiver wire, obviously, got to go pick him up. Let me also say this. I know we were a little high on Jalen Coker as well, which I'm down with. Jalen Coker's a good player. Our boy Matt Harmon, who's one of the best wide receiver evaluators in the game, loves him some Jalen Coker. Him and the fellow Jalen Coker guys are calling themselves the Coker Heads, which is great. I love it. I'm all about it, which is awesome. But yeah, man, we're talking about the Carolina Panthers here. But here's the thing: if Adam Thielen does come back, we're a little worried about Jalen Coker. You know what I mean? We're a little bit worried about Jalen Coker. He's going to eat into his snap share, and they play very samey type of roles in that receiver room there. So I'd be a little bit worried about Adam Thielen coming back and stealing some valuable snaps from Jalen Coker. But the guy that I'm actually most intrigued by right now in Carolina, other than Legette, I love Legette, is Jatavion Sanders. This dude's 21 years old. He's a tight end. He's super athletic. And, man, this kid can absolutely play. He's coming off his best game last week where he had, 5 targets, 4 grabs for 87. He looks explosive, this kid Jatavion Sanders, man. He's just, like I said, he's just 21 years old. He's a developing player. And he has been extremely productive when Tommy Tremble has not been on the football field, right? In the 3 games without Tommy Tremble, Jatavion Sanders has averaged 6 targets, 5 receptions, and 65.7 yards per game. So again, we're not even talking about, again, he hasn't scored, but I'm just saying, just from a straight PPR standpoint, this dude has scored 11.7 PPR points at the tight end position without Tommy Tremble. Now, I don't know what Tommy Tremble's status is going to look like here for week number 10. Okay. But I kind of sort of think it might not matter. This team seems like they are very much moving on and trying to go into discovery mode, seeing who's good for their rosters. This is from Josh. Jaden Reed for Devontae Adams. W trade. Oh, did you get Devontae? Yeah, if you got Devontae, that's a dub all day long. His role is going to just it's going to run up. It's going to run up big time here. And Jaden Reed, by the way, what is going on with Jaden Reed? Can I look this up for y'all? Like, Jaden Reed, for whatever reason, isn't on the football field 100% of the snaps. He's their best receiver, and he's not playing 100% of the snaps. Bro, Romeo Doubs, 84% snap share last week. Jaden Reed, 69%. That's very nice. That's very nice. But I don't understand. Packers, what are we doing here? Matt LaFleur, what are we doing here? Why is Jaden Reed playing less than 70% of the snaps? Why is Romeo Doubs out there 84% of the snaps? And Jaden Reed is not. Somebody needs to explain that one to me. And also, by the way, Romeo Doubs went out there and, like, I'm not going to say he was unprofessional, but kind of sort of unprofessional. Was complaining about stuff, and now he's rewarded for that? That's the kind of precedent you want to set? LaFleur? That's the kind of precedent you want to set. I guess. I don't know. I mean, he's being rewarded for it, is Romeo Doubs. Well, I mean, what's to stop these other guys from complaining? That's what I don't get. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Josh, hey, listen, if you're getting Devontae Adams for Jaden Reed, yeah, that's a big time win. I like Jaden Reed too. Jaden Reed's a baller. Like, this dude can play. But Matt LaFleur, hey, man, listen, Matt LaFleur's got his positives. Obviously what he has done with Malik Willis shows that he knows the offensive side of the football. But at the end of the day, like, this guy, I don't know what his deal is, but he never plays his guys. Like, he doesn't play his studs as much as he needs to. He doesn't design plays for his studs as much as he needs to. That's just not in his DNA. I don't know why. I feel like he's trying to outsmart himself almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to be like, oh, this is checkers. This is 4D chess. And it's like, bro, it's not that complicated. It's football. You get the ball to your good players. Period. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know. But yeah, hey, listen, Josh, that's a dub for you if you got Devontae Adams in that trade, honestly. But yeah, hey, by the way, if y'all would share the live stream, that'd be awesome. But man, my man want to talk about stuff, bro. Let me just say this, man. Hey, listen, if y'all are like me, okay, I'm electioned out, bro. I'm electioned out, man. Yeah, man, it's tough. Nico's, come on, dog. I'm not going to let you join my live, though. It's all good, man. It's all good. But we're not there yet, my dude. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyways, but if y'all would just double tap, give me a little like or whatever it might be, then we can get this thing going too, man. Anyways, I'm electioned out, man. I am, bro. Allah, I appreciate the like. Thank you, man. Should you pick up Rico Dowdle or Chase Brown off waivers? Oh, Chase Brown, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. You got to go Chase Brown. First of all, they put Zach Moss on IR. I know they traded for Khalil Herbert. I'm not really that worried about Herbert. And listen, I like Herbert as a player. He's a good running back. But we're talking about a running back joining this team in week number 10. We're more than halfway through the season. That's a long way to go. That's going to be an uphill climb for him to learn the playbook, to learn the culture, and to get all the nuances right. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's Chase Brown to the moon. He's the clear-cut number one right now. I think they're still going to work on Travion Williams, and they will certainly work in Khalil Herbert as well. But man, give me Chase Brown. Let me also say this about Chase Brown. He's in a much better offense. Dallas's offense without Dak Prescott, with a banged-up CeeDee Lamb, how many opportunities are there going to be for touchdowns for Rico Dowdle? I don't think very much, bro. So I'm not feeling it with Rico. And I know that Rico just had a great game, but nah, dude, we're going Chase Brown all the way. This is from Poke Loza or Poke Loza. I don't know. Poke Loza? Sure, why not? That sounds like a very, not safe for work nickname. I don't know what's going on there. Who can I get for Waddle, wide receiver or tight end? Bro, I don't know, man. You got to throw out some names for me because honestly, dog, like every league is a little bit different. I don't know what the league setup is. Is it 3 wide receiver? Is it, is it a super flex? I don't know. Really tough to answer that one in regards to Waddle. Plus, Waddle has just not been that great, man. Even with Tua back. Yo, didn't Waddle have negative receiving yards? Did I see that right? I think I did, right? Like, hold up. Let me check this out. Like, I know he caught a touchdown, which is great. But my dude, I think, had negative receiving yards. No? Yeah, he had negative. Dude, holy shit. This dude had -4 receiving yards? What? Come on, my guy. Two targets, 2 catches for -4 yards, man. Like, that's tough. Yo, he has not cracked 50. As a matter of fact, yeah, he hasn't cracked 50 receiving yards since week 1. Since week 1, Jalen Waddle has not had 50 receiving yards. That's crazy. And he hasn't had more than 4 receptions since week 1. So if you're asking me who's going to trade for Jalen Waddle, I tell you what, if they go look at the box score, they're not going to like what they see. So you're going to have to be a little conservative, Poke Loza, in regards to who you can ask for to get back in regards to Jalen Waddle, man. I don't know, bro. Anyways, by the way, again, if y'all are new here, if y'all would give me a follow, man, that would be dope. If you would like the live, at the very least, if you could just like the live, that would be awesome as well. You know why I'm here? I never stream during the weekday. I got two kids. I'm married, man. And I run a couple websites. I do 2 podcasts. Yo, I'm busy. And I never stream during the week. I'm streaming during the week because all this election stuff, man, I'm electioned out, dog. And I know a lot of you guys out there right now, you need to take your mind off of shit right now, which is cool. Which is why I'm here doing what I'm doing. Because shoot, I need to take my mind off of this stuff too, man. I absolutely need to take my mind off this stuff, man. So 100%, man. Like that's why we're here. That's why we're doing our thing, man. So anyway, so yes, again, if y'all would like the live stream and would give me a follow, man, that would be cool too. That would be awesome. Anyways, let's go. So again, Armani, Trey T. Higgins. Hold up, Armani. I got you. Trey T. Higgins and Swift for Gibbs or trade for Chase Brown. Well, obviously I want Gibbs more than I want Brown. Trey T. Higgins and Swift for both for Gibbs. First of all, don't trade T. Higgins and Swift for Chase Brown. That's a ripoff. Shoot, I wouldn't trade T. I don't know if I'd trade T. Higgins for Chase Brown straight up. And I just got done saying I like Chase Brown a lot, but I don't think I don't think I'm gonna, dude. I'm not trading T. Higgins for Chase Brown straight up. T. Higgins and Swift for Gibbs is interesting. That's a hefty price to pay, I think, for Gibbs, but probably worth it. So if you're getting Gibbs back, I think I still make that move, and we're going to see what's going on there, man. All right. Let me get to this YouTube side here, TikTok. All right. Let me get to this YouTube side here, man. Yeah, we need this waiver wire help on a few shows, Clark. I hear you, brother. Let me know what you're thinking here. Okay, Clark, better waiver wire pickup to replace Zach Moss, Herbert, Akers, or Ty Johnson. Akers, to me. Akers, yo, guys, Akers supplanted Ty Johnson as the backup running back there in Minnesota. Aaron Jones has a history of injuries. He's 29 years old. And I've kind of sort of changed my tune on older running backs, especially after what we've seen here with Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara, who are both over 29 years old. But still, though, Aaron Jones has a little bit more of an injury history than both of those guys. Well, maybe not more than Kamara. And so, yeah, I do think that there's a little bit something to be had there, man. So, and by the way, Akers looked freaking good on Sunday. I should mention, guys, by the way, if you guys want to read my full waiver wire column, just go to the website, sleeperkingfootball.com, and you'll have all of that stuff. You'll have it all laid out for you, fab bids, all that stuff, man. But yeah, obviously it's a subscription site, so I'm not trying to pull the wool over nobody's eyes here. Like, it's a subscription site, so it is what it is, man. Or y'all could just subscribe to the podcast, and subscribe to my YouTube channel or my TikTok or whatever it is, man. And we just go from there, bro. Anyways, better replacement for Moss for sure, Akers. And then number 2 would be Herbert. And then number 3 would be Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson he's behind Ray Davis at this point, you know? We're a little bit behind there. You've got Travion Williams already too. Yeah, I'm not going to have Travion Williams and Khalil Herbert. That doesn't make any sense. I do think Travion Williams is going to work in, though. This is from Michael Beeson. Who should I drop to claim Cade Otton? Oh, my God. Cade Otton is still on the waiver wire for y'all? Damn. What is going on, dude? You got to drop Rico Dowdle or Tyrone Trey. Bro, we can't do that. We can't do that. We cannot drop Rico Dowdle or Tyrone. Definitely not Tyrone Tracy. We can't drop a running back for a tight end. We can't do it. Michael Beeson, you got to find somebody else on this team, bro. Like, can I just be honest with you? I might actually drop my defense to go pick up Cade Otton and then try to stream the position. Like, when Saturday comes around, I'm going to go try to find somebody else that I can drop. Maybe somebody who gets injured midweek. I don't know. Something, but I'm not dropping Rico Dowdle or Tyrone Tracy to go pick up Cade Otton. And Cade Otton has been playing out of his mind, bro. You've got Bowers on a bye. Okay. I mean, but still though, I just don't think you can drop a viable starting running back. Okay, listen, if I have to pick, bro, I'm going to say Rico Dowdle. Cause again, the Dallas offense is not good. And I think Tyrone Tracy is just a straight up better player. So we'll go there, man. So there you go. All right, let's get back to this side here, bro. All right, Lockett and Dowdle for Waddle and Tyrone Tracy. Who wins? I think, well, listen, the best player of that entire group is Tyrone Tracy, right? And so you're also getting Waddle in that mix. I think the Waddle Tyrone Tracy side. I think the Waddle Tyrone Tracy side wins. Lockett obviously had a touchdown this last week. It was a prime matchup, awesome matchup. He's not going to have these kind of matchups each and every week. And DK's coming back after the bye. By the way, you've got a bye week this week too. So thus, Waddle, Tyrone Tracy, I think they win for right now. I would lean that way for sure. I would, if I was getting Waddle and Tyrone Tracy back, I'd do that move every single time. By the way, Parker Ruth, thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Tracy Jr. or Chase Brown this week. This week, I think we're going Chase Brown. No, Baltimore's defense hasn't been great. Let me go look this up though. I know it's on a Thursday night, so people are going to be stressing about this here. But okay, so Baltimore versus running backs. Well, their defense isn't good, but it's a pass funnel, right? So they've allowed the 7th fewest fantasy points per game to the running back position. So that it's a little bit of a tougher matchup. They've been getting absolutely trashed on in the secondary. So, it's, I think it's going to be a pretty heavy game, passing game script there for both teams, to be honest with you. Cincinnati's been pretty bad defensively as well. Tracy's their clear-cut number 1, though. Like, that's the problem for me. And then Carolina obviously has been horrendous, one of the worst, actually the worst. They've given up the most fantasy points per game. They just gave up 200 freaking scrimmage yards to Alvin Kamara, bro. So I don't know. I don't think you could go wrong either way. If I was leaning one way though, I'd probably lean towards Chase Brown, even though the matchup is way worse. But I don't think you can go wrong either way, man. Ray, Commanders stole the trade deadline. Lattimore makes them a legit contender. Listen, it's a great trade for both teams. The fact that the Saints were able to get back what they got back for a 28-year-old cornerback who has had somewhat declining play, I think that's a dub for New Orleans. Now, that being said, like you basically got a third and a fourth. New Orleans basically got a third and a fourth for Marshawn Lattimore. To be honest with you, that's a dub for New Orleans. Okay, now that being said, it is a good trade for Washington, though, because I don't think that Dan Quinn's defensive system can work without a big corner. They need a big physical corner, and obviously that is what Marshawn Lattimore is. So I think his system works the best when you've got a big corner. They go and trade for that guy, but that being said, they overpaid to get that guy. Even if it was just a third, I think that's overpaying for Lattimore. But the fact they threw in that fourth too, it kind of tips it in the scales for New Orleans for me. But again, I do think it's a good trade overall for both teams. This is the problem about this trade, though, that I'm a little bit confused by if I'm Washington. I know they're winning games, and I know the NFC is wide open. I know that, even the division is open, right? You got Dak Prescott on IR. The Giants stink. Philadelphia looks vulnerable. Washington could mess around and actually win this division. They could be in the playoffs in year one under Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels, right? I get it. So you make that move. You think about trying to make a title run. They just still have a lot of deficiencies, though. So I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest with you, that they made a move for an aging cornerback that, let's be real here, that he's not the Marshawn Lattimore of 2 years ago. He's just not that dude. Anyways, we're moving on. Dude, by the way, thank you for that comment, because man, I love just talking regular football too, by the way. I don't always need to be talking about fantasy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a football fan straight up. I'm just a football fan. You know what I mean? So it's cool, man. Anyways, so again, hey, by the way, if you guys are just piling in right now, cool, welcome. I appreciate you guys. We're talking about trades. We're talking about waiver wire. We're talking about all these things, which is great. If you would double tap, just give me a little like on the live. That would be dope. If you would just follow me, man, I would definitely appreciate that as well. Okay, so let's get to some of these trade questions. Cup and Ramondre for Amon-Ra. Oh, listen, it's hard to give up a running back, but if you're getting back Amon-Ra St. Brown, yeah, I think that's pretty good. You are giving up a lot, though. So I'm hoping the rest of your depth at running back looks really good. Otherwise, you might be painting yourself into like a little bit of a corner here. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate it, though, Mace Fran. I don't hate it, though. I don't hate it. I think, again, when you're getting a player like Amon-Ra back, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Gator, Tracy, Pollard, Mason. Got to pick two. Well, we can't really talk about Jordan Mason until we know more about CMC. But if CMC comes back, then the answer is obvious. Also, Pollard's been dealing with a little bit of an injury, which is so funny, by the way. Like, this dude's questionable. Like we're getting reports that, Tony Pollard might not play. My dude goes out there and just absolutely crushes. What? Okay, I don't know. These injury reports are shady as hell sometimes, man. I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? Especially this past week, the injury reports were sketchy as hell, bro. They were. Like Brian Robinson, he's been limited all week, so he's practicing. Then he's going to play. Then he's not going to play. Then he's going to play. Then he's not going to play. Then he's out. All right, and then they totally mess around, and it's like, all right, well, shoot, we've seen Jeremy McNichols as the backup, like the Thunder to Austin Eckler's Lightning. And we're thinking, all right, so maybe we can throw in McNichols. No, they're going to play Chris Rodriguez, who they cut for Jeremy McNichols. They cut Chris Rodriguez for Jeremy McNichols. And then in week 9, it's Chris Rodriguez over Jeremy McNichols. Bruh, come on, man. I don't know. Anyways, here we are. All right, cool. I'm going to go back to the YouTube side very quickly here. Let's see. Allah, man, you're on both platforms here, which I appreciate that, dude. It's all good. Okay, you've got Achane and Hubbard. Should you start Chase Brown over Hubbard since Jonathan Brooks is back? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Not even a question. Not even a question. TR Diaz, the unofficial movie star or the official movie star of my channel, which is great. Go look up TR Diaz if you guys would. You're averaging 11 points at quarterback. You're averaging 11 points at the quarterback position this year. Oh my God. How many games have you won? I'm assuming not many, dog. That is rough. Oh, Tier, that's rough, my guy. Okay. Who should you add that will potentially help me? Well, I mean, shoot, if Stafford's out there, we're picking up Stafford depending on the matchup. Rodgers is heating up a little bit too, which is all good. You know, Geno Smith leads the league in passing yards. I mean, he's on a bye this week, so you can't really add him. But I think Stafford, I don't care about Russell Wilson, dude. I know he just got Mike Williams too. Like, no. No. I am not buying into Arthur Smith and a Russell Wilson Arthur Smith marriage. Like, nope. I am 100% out on that. Don't care. Don't care at all, dude. But yeah, I think Stafford and Rodgers are probably two good players. And again, Geno's going to mix in there too, man. And again, man, you got to work this. You got to work the scheduling. You got to work the scheduling here. You got to find the matchups. As a matter of fact, you got to find me because I'm going to hook you up with the matchups, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's my job. That's what I do. I find them matchups and we just go. So yeah, Los Angeles, by the way, should be noted, they're taking on Miami. Miami has given up some production to the quarterback position, so I don't hate it. I don't hate Stafford this week, although I do think Rodgers is in play too. Where's Rodgers at, dude? Rodgers is taking on Arizona. Arizona, forget about the rankings. Arizona's pass defense is not good. Yeah, it's just not good, man. So I don't mind Arizona, or excuse me, I don't mind Rodgers here too. I think Rodgers has a pretty good day. This is from Ray Corona. Thoughts on Mike Williams to the Steelers? Okay. What they're getting in Mike Williams is another guy that can go vertical, right? He can be active in the run game too, which is, I think, why they want to get this guy out there. Here's the thing. I don't know if this was true in week 9, but certainly weeks 1 through 8, this was definitely true. The Steelers were straight up taking George Pickens off of the football field on run looks. So when it was a run look, not on all run plays, but if it was a run look, so just 2 wide receiver sets, so we're talking either 21 or 12 personnel. 13 personnel too, right? But if it was like a 1 receiver or a 2 receiver set in Pittsburgh, they were taking George Pickens off the football field. And this is freaking Arthur Smith galaxy braining this thing because he's an idiot. He's tries to overthink things. He's like, if I take Pickens off of the football field, then teams won't know whether we're running the rock, right? Because we do know that when George Pickens is on the football field, he's giving you literal 1% effort in the run game. So they bring in Mike Williams because in 1 receiver sets, they were trying to run out like Scotty Miller or whatever the hell, Allen Robinson or whoever it was they had back there, which is, actually it was Van Jefferson. It was Van Jefferson in a lot of these 2 receiver sets, which is just like, okay, whatever. So they go and make that trade for Mike Williams. Why? Because Mike Williams is somewhat active in the run game, and he gives you a little bit in terms of blocking, and he gives you a little bit of juice, a little bit more juice downfield in those 2 receiver sets. So you know what's funny, man? This is what's crazy, Ray. I think Mike Williams is actually going to play more snaps than George Pickens. So in that way, Mike Williams actually is a solid waiver wire pickup if he's available. And I would assume he's available. He's done nothing this year. So yeah, if he's available, I'm actually down to go pick him up as well because he's going to be on the field a lot. And other than George Pickens, I mean, they're not throwing to tight ends. Shoot, I thought Pat Freiermuth was going to have a year. Nope, not at all. Not happening. So I don't know. And we know this too about Russ. Like, Russ is not a system guy. He's literally play action. We're just going to chuck it deep. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That works with Mike Williams. Why not? Just go run a 9. Fly route. Go ahead. Block, show block, run a 9. That's perfect for Russell Wilson, who doesn't know how to make a read. You know, it's all good. It's all good. That makes sense. Anyways, so yeah, that's my thoughts on Mike Williams. I do think that he's worth a pickup on the waiver wire because me personally, and go watch, dude. Maybe not this week, but like by week 12, I promise you, Mike Williams is going to play more snaps than George Pickens because Arthur Smith is a madman. He's a madman. He's an idiot. I don't know. He likes to overthink things, man. It's crazy. Anyways, all right, let's get back to some of these questions, man. One Slumpy. What's up, One Slumpy? How you doing? Dowdle, Etienne, or Javonte? For what? Rest of season this week? I haven't really run my my projections this week yet. It's still a little too early in the week. I got to see how the injury reports and stuff are shaping out. But I think if I'm just off the cuff, I think I'm leaning Dowdle between all of that stuff right there, man. So I don't know. If we're talking rest of season, give me ETN. Shoot, I don't know, dude. That one's tough. Also, what's ETN's health status? He hasn't been running well, period. But Jacksonville, they've got 2 backs there with Tank Bigsby and ETN, and shoot, really a third. They're trying to work in Dearness Johnson too, which is super, super annoying. But they've got Minnesota this week, and let me just go look up some of the stats here in regards to Minnesota, just so I've got them. Minnesota has given up the 6th fewest fantasy points per game to the running back position. So thus, again, like I said, I was leaning Dowdle there. I don't mind Javonte either. Javonte's pretty good. I think he's actually running pretty well, to be honest with you. The only problem is that Denver's taking on KC, and KC, my God, is it the toughest? It might be the toughest matchup on the board in regards to running backs, man. Let me just look this up real quick. So Kansas City has given up the fewest fantasy points per game to the running back position. So thus, that's why I keep going back to Dowdle. And even Dowdle's matchup isn't the best against Philadelphia, but shoot, better than ETN or Javonte. Let me tell you that, Slumpy. This is from Nico. Brian Thomas Jr. for Debo and Vikings defense. Wait, what? You're getting Debo in Minnesota DST? Listen, I love Brian Thomas Jr. I freaking love Brian Thomas Jr. And again, don't believe me? I got receipts. Dog, go through my TikTok videos. I've been talking about Brian Thomas Jr. for days now. I was telling people to bet his overs as a rookie. They set his overs at like 820 yards or something. I'm like, what? No, this dude's pushing 900 yards at a minimum. He's probably going to hit 1,000 yards this year. I hope people took that bet. Anyways, I've been on BTJ for forever. I've loved BTJ. But, dude, you can't compare that to Debo Samuel. Debo Samuel's going to see minimum 10 targets a game. Yo, if you're getting Debo Samuel back, dude, that's a huge dub. That's a huge... Give me the Debo side a million times out of 100. 100%, bro. Anyways, again, do you trust CD Lamb or do you panic? I'm panicking. I'm not going to lie. I'm panicking. I don't know. Listen, don't... Hey... EVG, don't trade him for nothing. Don't trade him for nothing. But I mean, he's been great. He's a top 5 fantasy wide receiver, but you think you're going to get top 5 fantasy production with backup quarterback for the next 4 weeks with a hurt shoulder too? I don't know. I'd be looking to move him. But again, don't sell them for cheap. Don't sell them for like 50 cents on the dollar. You know what I mean? Like, go get back a stud. See what you can get. And if you don't get back a stud, then we let it ride. You know what I mean? EVG, we let it ride because we got to gamble a little bit. I'm not taking 50 cents on the dollar, though. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. That's stupid. One Slumpy, man. What's my thoughts on Khalil Herbert? If you missed it, I don't know. I'm not, look, I like Khalil Herbert, the player. I think he's a really good player. I think Chicago messed up. Like, Chicago's stupid as hell for bringing in DeAndre Swift when they already had a good core in Chicago. Ryan Poles, what are you doing? Look, I'm not a big Ryan Poles hater. I know Ryan Poles is not the most popular man in Chicago. Okay, now that being said, he made some grade A moves, but he made some real like F- moves too. You know what I'm saying? Like him going and getting Caleb and then going and then doubling down to go get Rome Odunze, A+. Then they go and trade for Keenan Allen. At the time, that was an A+. Now that's looking more like a B-. You know what I'm saying? But signing DeAndre Swift, F-. Signing Gerald Everett, who can't even get on the freaking football field now, F-. Why are you Ryan Poles, why are you spending money on running back and tight end? What are you doing? Why would you do this? It's the two least valuable from a financial standpoint, least valuable positions on the football field. And by the way, you already had guys there. Cole Kmet can play. Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson. Shoot, Deontay Foreman was legitimately their best back last year. Legit. And I don't care. You could miss me with all the criticisms of Deontay Foreman. I'm just saying he was their best back. Period, hands down. And so then you let go of Deontay. You could have brought back Deontay for nothing and probably had, again, and fashioned a running back. I know DeAndre Swift's been playing well recently. I'm just saying for a literal quarter of the price, you could have gotten like 85% of that production. Anyways, I'm going off the rails here. Whoever just gave me that rose, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you very much. But I'm just saying, Khalil Herbert going to a brand new team in Cincinnati in week 10, that doesn't bode well for him. He's got to learn the playbook. He's got to learn the chemistry. He's got to learn some of the little nuances of what Joe Burrow wants to do in the pocket in terms of pass pro, those kind of things. He's got to get timing down in terms of out of the backfield with Joe Burrow. I'm not liking it right now. Anyways, maybe by the end of the season, it works. You know what I'm saying? But for like the next 2 to 3 weeks, nah, we're out on Khalil Herbert. I think they're going to still work in Travion Williams as well. And by the way, so when I say that in regards to Khalil Herbert, again, the next 3 weeks, dog, we're practically in the fantasy playoffs by then. We don't care about Khalil Herbert. You know what I mean? And if he becomes a pickup after a couple weeks, then he becomes a pickup after a couple weeks. It's just right now we're not picking him up. That's all. On the eve of your waiver wire, we're not picking up Khalil Herbert. That's all I'm saying. And again, I like the question, or excuse me, I like the player there as well. All right. Sorry. Not 313. I appreciate the like on the live. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right. This is from Not. Who won? Cooper Kupp, Kraft, wow, this is what is going on here? This is a monster trade. Kupp, Kraft, Bucky, Waddle, Sutton, Neighbors, Kincaid, Deontay Johnson. I will take the Kupp side, I think, every single time. I mean, unless you're in Dynasty, then you like the Neighbors, Kincaid combination. But Deontay Johnson put up a literal 0 spot. That's his floor each and every week. Unfortunately, that's his floor. Because this is a team that doesn't even pass the ball 30 times a game. They've got an established number one in Zay Flowers. Rashad Bateman's been playing good football. They've got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and they're still going to throw to Justice Hill as well. Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp. And Bucky, dude, I love Bucky, man. Bucky's a good player. Jalen Waddle's a good player. So yeah, I think the Kupp side wins pretty handily, to be honest with you. Pretty handily. This is from Eddie Sam. Madison for Khalil Herbert. I mean, sure, if you want. Here's the thing. The Madison side, I'd rather have the Madison side 10 times out of 10 because at least Madison is the lead guy there in Las Vegas. It's a shit offense, so Khalil Herbert's in a better offense, but You know what I mean? Like, give me Madison because you know he's going to play. I don't even know if Khalil Herbert's going to play. I mean, they traded a 7th-round pick for him. It's not like they traded any kind of compensation. You know what I mean? So, like, they don't care if he plays or not. Oh, it was Crazy Slinky who sent that, Rose. Thank you, dude. That's dope. Thank you so much, man. All right, let me get back to this YouTube side here real quick. Chat, I will get back to you guys. I promise you. I promise you I will. Eddie Sam, thank you for that follow, bro. Thank you, man. You're the best. All right. Clark Schuyler. Should I pick up Gesicki or Jonnu Smith and drop Schultz? To be honest with you, I think I trust Schultz more than I trust Gesicki or Jonnu Smith. The big thing with Gesicki is whether or not Burrow plays. Okay, and again, this info can be found on the website, sleeperkingfootball.com. But when Higgins plays, let me go look this up real quick. So, shoot. Okay, Higgins. Hold on, here we go. Mike Gesicki. I know he had a great game. 5-catch, 100-yard, 2-touchdown performance. Great game. That was his first. Dude, those were his first touchdowns of the year. Of the year for Mike Gesicki. So, no, I think it's going to be very up and down for Mike Gesicki. And by the way, that was his first 100-yard game in 3 freaking years. In 3 full years, that was his first 100-yard game. So, again, are you chasing those points? Shoot, I don't know, man. I probably don't, but his role when Higgins is in there, we're talking about Gesicki's, changes dramatically. In the 4 games that Mike Gesicki has played without T. Higgins, he's seen 27 targets, 22 receptions, 282 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, that's a little bit of fool's gold, right? Because 100 of those 282 yards came in 1 game. I don't know. I think he's more of like a 5-catch, 50-yard guy, maybe, when T. Higgins isn't in the rotation. I don't know. If that gets it going for you, then sure. But I think Schultz will still be an integral part of this offense. Stephon Diggs is now out for the season. Nico's probably going to come back. But actually, I think that helps Schultz because Nico will clear out some routes deeper downfield. Schultz will work on the short and intermediate areas of the football field, and they'll get it going in that regard. I think I like Schultz more than Mike Gesicki moving forward, to be honest with you, Clark. So that's probably my thoughts right there, dude. Yeah, so, okay, let's go. All right, so here we go. Nick, you haven't made that trade yet. Yeah, okay, there you go. I appreciate the follow too, by the way. Let's see here. Is Amari Cooper going to be good? CK, yo, I want Amari Cooper to be good. And as a matter of fact, I actually made a video saying I think Amari Cooper is going to be a top 25, top 20. I think I said top 20 fantasy wide receiver moving forward. Problem is health. He's got to stay healthy. He missed this game in a kind of a surprising fashion because of his wrist injury. By the way, yo, can we get some, can we send some wrists out there to frickin' Buffalo? Keon Coleman, potentially significant wrist injury as well. If y'all want a deep sleeper, Curtis Samuel is not a bad pickup as a deep sleeper. I wonder if his turf toe is starting to finally heal, and does he get some opportunities? If he goes out there with Amari Cooper and Khalil Shakir, that's actually really good wide receiver room. And again, I am the sleeper king. Okay, it's because of picks like that where I'm looking down the road. And I'm saying, okay, if Keon Coleman is out, maybe we got to go and think about Curtis Samuel, right? I try to stay, again, a couple of steps ahead, if you know what I'm saying here. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm kind of going there with that. CK, the bottom line is this. If he's healthy, yes, he will be good, Amari Cooper. If he's healthy, Amari Cooper will be a top 20 fantasy wide receiver, but he's got to be good. He's got to be healthy before he can be good, man. So that's just my thought right there. This is from Allah. I traded Kyron in London for Jamar Chase. You traded Kyron and Drake London for Jamar? No, that's an L. Sorry, bro. You've got Jamar and Nico, and you've got Achane and Brown. Nah, dude. I agree with Anthony Luongo, who said you gave up too much for Jamar. Jamar's the wide receiver one, and I get it. Awesome. Love it. And as a matter of fact, dude, play him this week, dude. He could have a blow up game on Thursday. He owns the Baltimore Ravens. Owns them. Owns them. Right? He's got a 200-yard game on the books against Baltimore. He owns these guys. Okay. Now that being said, Drake London is a high-quality player, and Kyron Williams is, I mean, the bottom line is I would have traded Kyron Williams for Jamar, but I wouldn't have also thrown in Drake London. The running back thing makes it hard, because when you're talking about a wide receiver versus a running back, you got to get some positional value there. So I don't know. I probably like Kyron. I like that Kyron London side. I do think that you gave up too much. I don't look. You have to give up Kyron plus something to go get Jamar. I get that. 100% agree with that. But when you give up Drake London too, now you're giving up almost a top 5 running back and a top 25 wide receiver to go get the top wide receiver in the game right now. To me, that's too much. And I think there's some other people in there as well that would kind of agree with that. So yeah, man. Thoughts on Isaiah Pacheco from Not 313? That's interesting. Yeah, what is that backfield going to look like? I think at this point, I don't think Kareem Hunt can just go out there and keep doing what he's doing, right? At some point, he's going to slow down. And I'm sure, by the way, given Andy Reid's history, he doesn't really do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have a quote unquote featured back. I mean, I guess you could go back. I mean, even like Jamal Charles back in the day didn't get all of the work under Andy Reid. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think that when Pacheco is back and he's ready to go, Matt Holton, thank you so much for the like on the live. I think when he's ready to go, I do think that they'll work in Pacheco, and I do wonder where Kareem Hunt will be in that mix as well. Matt, should I try and trade CD for Collins? I would prefer the Collins side, I think, right now, given the injury to both CD Lamb and Dak Prescott. So I hope that helps. This is from Ace. Trade CD, Kittle, JT, McConkey. Dude, what's up with these trades, guys? I've been playing fantasy for damn near 30 freaking years. I don't ever remember making a trade that involved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. Y'all are wild with these trades out here, bro. I love it. I love that you guys you put your trader hats on and just go crazy, dude. That's great. Trade CD, Kittle, McConkey for Jettas, Henry, and Ingram. Henry? Who are we talking about? Hunter Henry? Oh, okay. I guess it must be Hunter Henry if you're throwing Kittle in this one as well. I don't know. I have to see what the rest of your depth looks like. I mean, I'm not really sure why you would trade for Hunter Henry and Evan Ingram. I'm confused by that one. Unless Hunter Henry's a tight end only, like he doesn't have value as a flex. Like, I'm not playing him in the flex ever if I can get away with it. So in that way, man, I would definitely rather take the CD Kittle side. And Kittle could end up being the tight end one. And dude, you're throwing JT in there too? What? No. Okay. Then I just read this wrong, dude. Like, no. CD side by a million miles. That's not even a close deal. What? That's not even remotely close. Give me the CD side a million times out of a million, bro. All right, we're gonna go back to the YouTube side here. Sorry, Hamza, I missed your question here. Sorry, that's my bad. Brian Thomas Jr., Waddle, Bucky for Pitts, Chase Brown, and Jacoby. Man, y'all got some cray trades. I love it. I wish I was in these leagues that saw these crazy 8-person trades go down. Shoot, I could barely get a 1-for-1 going. 2-for-1 is like the most exotic I see, man. Or 3-for-2 is actually the most exotic I see, honestly. I love these trades that you guys are throwing my way. This is awesome. Brian Thomas, BTJ, Waddle, Bucky for Pitts, Chase Brown, and Jacoby. Nah, dude, give me the BTJ side, like, easily. Pitts is. Who wants to trade for Pitts? Who wants to trade for Kyle Pitts? I sure as hell don't. I mean, he's the most inconsistent player in the league. Dude, he could either give you 20 or 0. I don't want that player. Nah, dude, I'm good. Give me the Brian Thomas Jr. side of that, 100%, no doubt. I think Clark's got it, right? If you're getting the BTJ side, then that's a dub. If you're on the other side, huge L. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that, dude. So there you go. Matt Holton, liking the live. Appreciate y'all. Again, if you're new here, help me out. A little double tap on the screen. It's not going to hurt. You know what I mean? If you would follow me too, it won't be bad. I promise you. I throw out some knowledge every now and again. I've got my sleepers out there. You know what I mean? And again, by the way, if you guys want to subscribe to the podcast, all the links and stuff are on my bio. All right. So links to the podcast, links to the website, all that good stuff, man. So anyways, if you want to check it out, Lee James Moore, love the shirt. We need an Omega Red versus Wolverine movie. Bro, we do. We do. I love that idea. Where is Omega? Dude, Omega Red not being introduced into the Marvel Universe, that's an L, right? Like, we need to make that happen. How has that not happened? I mean, shoot, if they want to reboot the MCU, I'd be okay with that too, because honestly, these storylines are getting a little stale, man. I'm not gonna lie. You guys, chat, y'all agree? Y'all agree? These Marvel storylines are getting a little stale, man. I'm good. I'm good with where it ended after Endgame. You know what I mean? Like, let's just stop. Let's just stop and start over. Let's find new stories. How about that? Like, instead of trying to fit all these dudes into the existing Marvel universe, that's the problem for me, is that you're trying to fit 12 pounds of crap into a 5-pound bag and it ain't working. You know, I would much rather they just reboot the whole damn thing or just say, hey, it's an alternate timeline now. So now we're in a different universe, which is cool. I'm down with that. Right. And we just start over. I mean, shoot, I love all these hardcore Marvel heads being like, oh man, Ant-Man. Fuck, dude, I read comics. I didn't know who the hell Ant-Man was. I never heard of Ant-Man in my life. I read a bunch of X-Men comics. I never heard of freaking Ant-Man. Also, dude, I'm in my 40s now, but I'm just saying, growing up, who was reading Iron Man? No one. No, we weren't reading Iron Man, bro. I'll tell you this right now. There was not a soul alive that was reading freaking Thor when I was growing up, dude. No one was reading Thor. I appreciate Nordic myth. I love Nordic myth. It's the coolest shit in the whole world. But dude, no one was talking about Thor. No one was reading Thor. And so they've done a really good job. My point is that they've done a really good job. They've done a really good job, taking some of these lesser known dudes and throwing them up onto the screen and turning them into big time stars, which is cool, which is awesome. Just do that again, but do that again. Maybe again, we boot up Omega Red. Okay, cool. But don't stick them into the current universe would be my thing. We're at the point now where I think the fans would understand that. It's it's run its course, dude. You know, I don't need to see a new Captain America. Okay, the Winter Soldier thing. If you want to make a featured movie about Winter Soldier, I could maybe get behind that. Shoot, maybe that's where we introduce Omega Red. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. We're going down a total sidetrack here, dude. Anyways, if you guys would hit me with the follow, man, that would be awesome. I see some people liking the live too, which is dope. I definitely appreciate that, man. But I'm gonna stick this out for another couple minutes here, and then I gotta go and see how these elections turned out. I gotta go and get me some dinner, bro. I'm hungry. Anyways, Isaac Muchuano. I totally butchered that. If I did, I apologize, man. Trade Jefferson for Amon-Ra and Mooney. If you need wide receiver depth, you know what? That's not a bad trade, man. If you need wide receiver depth, honestly, that's not a bad trade. Hold up. Let me look up Detroit's schedule, though. Like, the scheduling, it matters. We know Jetta's is matchup proof. It doesn't matter. Who cares what his schedule looks like? I literally don't need to look at that because it could be the hardest matchup in the world. He could drop 200 on you. Not a problem. Amon-Ra's a little bit different. This week he's got Houston, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Chicago. Okay, great schedule. Green Bay, great schedule. Buffalo, deep down the stretch, that's a little tougher. Chicago's a little bit tougher, but I'm not that worried about it. They're tougher on the outside, obviously, with Jalen Johnson and not in the slot, which is where Amon-Ra St. Brown is living and working. It's a pretty solid schedule. Especially when you got Jacksonville, Indianapolis coming up. Green Bay too is a little weak out of the slot. So I think Detroit's schedule, that looks pretty good. I don't hate that, man. And Darnell Mooney can play too. People forgot about Mooney because he kind of sucked in Chicago, but I mean everyone sucked in Chicago. So, but yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate that deal. I also don't hate you holding on to Jay Jettas, man. Shoot, honestly. But if you need that depth, then yeah, you make that trade. But yeah, I think it's a fair trade. Let me just say that it's a fair trade. I think for sure. This is from Sammy Toll or Sam Y Toll. I don't know. I'm going to say Sammy Toll. Start Cooper or Coleman? Cooper as in Amari Cooper? Coleman? As in Keon Coleman? Brother, I hate to break this to you. I don't know if you know this, Sam, but both of those dudes are injured right now. I am not 100% sure whether or not Cooper's going to play. I definitely don't think Coleman is going to play. Is there another Coleman? This is why I need names, man. I don't know. But Cooper and Coleman, they're both banged up. So I don't know. I can't answer that without understanding, where we're at right now. Bro, Waddle or James Conner at the flex? James Conner. No? What am I missing here? James Conner's pretty much outscored Jalen Waddle every week, I believe. What am I missing? Am I missing something, man? Am I missing a matchup problem or something? Oh, because Arizona's got the Jets? Are we worried about the Jets? Is that the problem? I don't know. I'm a little confused by that. That one should be an easy one, right? Like, give me James Conner all day long. Bateman or Keenan Allen for Adam Thielen? Is Noah Brown a sleeper? Noah Brown is 100% a sleeper. I really like Noah Brown. I do think Noah Brown's actually worth a waiver wire ad. I wouldn't be like going crazy for it, but yeah, he's worth an ad. Bateman or Keenan Allen for Adam Thielen? Do you really want Adam Thielen? I'm confused. Do you really want Adam Thielen? I don't know. I'd rather have Bateman. I mean, I definitely would rather have Keenan Allen over Thielen for sure. I mean, they're both aging slot players. Give me the better player, Keenan Allen. I probably move Bateman. With Deontay Johnson there, I probably would trade Bateman for Thielen, but that's a lateral move at best. Matt Holton, I have to drop either Mason or Jonathan Brooks. Thoughts? I probably am more comfortable dropping Jonathan. Oh God, that's tough. Listen, is Jonathan Brooks going to play this week? I'm not sure. There's also talk from Canales that Brooks might not be activated this year, which if you're taking a look at this offense, is there a reason to bring this guy back? I'm more than comfortable not bringing him back if I'm Carolina and just having him ready and healthy and good to go for 2025. So maybe I drop Brooks, but then at the same time, Mason hasn't been playing good football either. Isaac Guerendo's eaten a little bit into his share, and he's hurt. Okay, I just talked myself into dropping Jordan Mason. Matt, I would drop Jordan Mason because of the shoulder injury, because of CMC, and because of the emergence of Isaac Guerendo. I don't feel great about either one moving forward, but if I had to drop one, I'm probably dropping Jordan Mason. All right, listen, guys, we're past the hour. I wanted to take it all the way up to 6 o'clock my time, and we're there. I appreciate everybody, man. But again, if you guys found some of this information helpful, hit that like, give me a follow. And man, that would be awesome. That's all I ask. That's all I ask is that you just give me that follow, like in the live or whatever, man. Matt Holden, you're welcome, brother. Anyways, I hope everyone has a great week number 10. By the way, every Sunday morning, an hour before kickoff, we do this live stream. It starts, sits. I go through your roster questions and I try to answer as many questions as possible. I give you some matchup data, and we go from there. All right, we go from there. One Slumpy, appreciate you, dog. Good stuff, man. Anyways, hit me up. Hit me up, y'all. Go find me. If you want to find my podcast, that'd be awesome as well. Anyways, we're going to go. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for me. We'll check you guys out Sunday morning. If not, maybe I start doing more of these streams too. Shoot, I don't know. People seem to like it. So man, let's get it going. David Boone, thank you for the like on the live. Anyways, we'll catch you guys, man. Hopefully I'll see you guys Sunday morning. Until then, peace out. Remember, it's never too late to chase your dreams. All right, later.